Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I, as a contractor, appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor who's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? I'm meteorologist Andrew Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and American Contractor. You guys can go ahead and check out their pages in our description to this video. Today's weather is going to be kind of similar to the last couple of days we've had. Chances in the northern plains, chances in the northeast. But into tomorrow, we could shift back up into the upper Midwest. Minneapolis and Des Moines, you guys could get a possible hailstorm coming your way, as well as some very strong winds that we're expecting. So we're going to talk a little bit about tomorrow's risk. And then we're glancing back at the tropics towards the end of this week. We could see a system start to develop as it pushes its way into the southern Atlantic. So we'll take a look here in a moment. But first things first, getting into our upcoming events here. So the first one, we've switched it up a little bit. This is the 2021 Hurricane Season Roundtable discussion. All of our meteorology team is going to be talking about what we expect for this upcoming hurricane season, how to keep you guys prepared, what we're going to look like in terms of activity. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. That is going to be a virtual premiere on July 20th, and that's on YouTube and Facebook. So you guys can get us there and see what to expect for your upcoming hurricane season. Then after that, we are going to be in Grapevine, Texas for the Grapevine, or in the Grapevine Convention Center for the NTRCA Mini Trade Show. That is on August 4th. So you guys can go ahead and check us out in Texas at the beginning of August. And then finally, you guys have seen this before, the Thunder Road Race for Recovery. We are putting on this event September 15th in Norman, Oklahoma. So you guys can come check us out in Norman, just down the road from the Hail Palace. 100% of the proceeds of this event are going to the charity Roofers in Recovery. So it's all going to a great cause. You guys can sign up to race, you guys can sign up to sponsor, and that is all available to do through the Linktree link that is also provided in this description. So guys, go ahead and check that out if you want to get racing some go-karts for the Thunder Road Race for Recovery. And now that we've got our upcoming events talked about here, we're going into yesterday's storm reports. So we've had just a scattered severe threat across the nation here. We got some wind and some scattered hail across the east coast here from Florida all the way up into the New England area. Those hail reports were sub-severe, but we did get some gusty winds through this area most significantly. And then again through the desert southwest, we got all of that gusty winds as well as a few severe hailstones here and there through that area. So mostly active across the south into yesterday, and today we could see some activity across the north. So we're switching it up a little bit. Looking at the current conditions right now, sunny and beautiful across Texas and Oklahoma here. We're enjoying it here at the Hail Palace. But then once we get into our risk areas through New England, we've got all those rain showers, all of that cloudiness that's making its way through the area, and we could spin up a couple of gusty storms here and there later this afternoon. Then working our way towards the northern plains, more showers, more cloud cover, but we should still get plenty of that daytime heating to go around. Speaking of daytime heating, the Southwest has just been stealing the show in terms of that, and we're going to see plenty more today for Arizona and New Mexico, as well as Nevada. We're going to have those rain showers pushing through earlier this morning, but we will see some scattered storm chances picking up later this afternoon for you guys. Across the nation, gorgeous temperatures, 70s and 80s across most of us. A little bit warmer down in Houston and Miami, and a little bit cooler as usual along the west coast. So nothing out of the ordinary in terms of our temperatures today, and we are still sticky into this afternoon. 69 for our dew points in Wichita, 70 in Dallas, so not too different there. Working our way all the way down to 80 in Miami, and then up in the 60s across most of the east right now, and then as usual dry across the west. So plenty of humidity to go around, and that usual summertime heat that we're so used to seeing this time of year. That is all going to contribute to some instability into later this afternoon that will help us hopefully pop some hail through the northern plains here. So you can see these significant hail model parameters here that are sitting in those low to moderate values through Wyoming, as well as Nebraska and northern Colorado. That could help us get some of that significant hail. So that's what we like to see, is those higher values through there to get those hailstones popping through. By 5 p.m., still scattered through the area, but we will see it warming up a little bit here through the northeastern part of Wyoming, as well as the far southern part of Montana. That's where we'll get some of those hail risks. And then as the evening goes on, we're still sitting in the mountains, so we still get that rapid cooling with height. That creates instability, and so we will still have warmer values for that significant hail. However, we're seeing those chances taper off as the night goes forward. Which leaves us with what our storms are going to look like into this afternoon. So didn't show the significant hail parameter for the northeast or the southwest. That's because it's mostly going to be a wind threat into later today. We've already had those storms that have just been bubbling up through the area for the past few days. That's going to continue into this afternoon. By 5 p.m., just seeing a couple of storms here and there through New York, through Pennsylvania, as well as most of the Ohio Valley. Those are going to continue through the evening and through the late night hours, starting to band up here by 9 p.m. That's where we could get a more significant gusty wind threat as those continue to push northeastward through New York into the late night hours and then fizzle off as we lose all of that energy from the daytime. Then for Montana, for the Dakotas, kind of a similar story starting out. We're seeing storms bubble up through that northeastern part of Wyoming, that southern part of Montana. That's where we saw those higher significant hail values. That's where we're seeing a little bit of higher instability through that area, and so these could be hailers into the early part of the afternoon. As the evening moves forward, those quickly get messy and they band up. We could still see some scattered hail here or there, but they're quickly going to transition into a wind threat as they push eastward through the area and then check out this band as they move eastward. That's going to be a winding storm there as that continues to push through the Dakotas, through Nebraska, and work its way into the upper Midwest for tomorrow's risk. Then into the southwest here, we've got these storms starting to pop up by 5 p.m. again, all over the area, all the way through the Four Corner states as well as Nevada. We're going to see those storms bubbling up. They're going to continue through the late afternoon and evening. Looking pretty messy there on radar, and again, it's going to be mostly a gusty wind threat. We could see an isolated hailstone here or there, mostly a gusty wind threat with this, and check out this cluster. That's going to continue to push southeastward, and we should continue to see some gusty winds later on into the evening. Which leaves us with our hail threat for today. We're going to talk a little bit about the wind in a moment. For our hail threats for today, we're seeing Montana, the Dakotas, the upper Mississippi Valley, and then also the northeastern states. So all the way from Billings down into North Platte, you guys could see $1 to $50 sized hail with those initial storms that are going to work their way through. Then as they band up, those hail chances are going to taper off. And then we'll also get some individual storms that are working their way through the Minneapolis area. Very low end chances for you guys to see severe hail. However, it's still possible with those storms moving through. You do have enough instability that a couple of those stones could be in the $1 to $50 size range. Larger hail possible here through northeastern Wyoming, where we see the strongest instability. We could see ping pong to golf ball sized range for that area. Then into the New England states, mostly a wind threat as well through New England. However, we could see, again, an isolated quarter-sized stone from Syracuse all the way through State College. Mostly gusty winds, likely some small hail with that, but again, you're in the low-end chance for some quarters into tonight. Then for wind, we've got a little bit more of a threat across the U.S., New England, Montana, as well as the Southwest. So just working our way through that. Starting out this time with New England, Syracuse, State College, you guys are again in the risk. We saw those bands starting to push through Pennsylvania and New York, so State College, you guys are, that whole area is in the risk to see those bands move through, which would give you a more moderate wind chance. But any of those pop-up storms through the Ohio Valley, through West Virginia and the northeastern states could see some gusty winds with collapsing storms or just storms that really get ramped up into this evening. Then for Montana and the Dakotas, kind of a similar story through Minneapolis. A couple of scattered storms here or there, a couple of stronger ones could get you some gusty winds tonight. And then through Billings, through Rapid City, y'all saw those storms band up earlier, and as they do, they're gonna drive through the Wyoming, through to the Dakotas, and those could produce some damaging winds as well with it, especially while that gets organized and gets moving to the east. Then finally, for the Southwest, from Las Vegas to Phoenix, you guys could get some gusty winds through that area with any of those isolated storms and those bands that are pushing their way through that area. Then for tomorrow, so this is that band that we saw that was going to move through Wyoming, through the Dakotas, and then finally it's going to make its way into Minnesota and Iowa. And that's going to be the stirring chance for our severe storms into tomorrow. So as that moves eastward, we're going to see that continue to push off to the east. I guess my model started to glitch out there for a second, but that's going to continue to push up to the northeast. As it does, it's going to cool all of that air behind it, and that's going to act like kind of a cold front for these storms to ride off of. So a couple of these loner storms could produce some pretty significant hail into tomorrow afternoon. It's going to depend a lot on the placement of this storm into tomorrow morning, as well as the timing. If we can get enough recovery behind that for it to heat up enough, that's going to depend largely on how big this hail will form into tomorrow. But as that pushes eastward, definitely a wind threat moving through Minneapolis and northern and central Wisconsin. And then the southern edge of that is where we could get our significant hail. Check out these storms that are blowing up into the late afternoon and evening. As those push eastward through La Crosse and through the northern part of Iowa, those could produce some significant hail as well as damaging winds later tonight into tomorrow night, or later tomorrow into tomorrow night. Which leaves us with our hail forecast into tomorrow. So this is what we got for you guys. Quarters to $half anywhere from central Wisconsin into Nebraska here, specifically Sioux Falls. You guys could see a scattered storm or two as that band continues to push eastward. Probably mostly small hail and gusty winds for you guys, which is why I'm leaving you in the low end threat. Minneapolis, kind of the same story, just based on what the models are looking at now. Looks like that band is going to push over you guys, which is where you could get some significant winds, or significant winds as well as some severe hail, but it's looking like those storms are going to form through this area from La Crosse all the way to Des Moines. That's where the largest hail could fall into tomorrow night. However, again, things could shift, things could change, and in that case, Minneapolis and Des Moines, you guys do want to stay weather aware into tomorrow, depending on where that goes. We could see hail up to 2.5 inches. La Crosse, you guys are currently in the risk for that into tomorrow evening. So that's what we've got for you guys into tomorrow. Again, hail and wind threat. That same area is going to be a wind threat for you guys tomorrow, which will be significant as well. So you'll want to stay weather aware. And then we're just going to end this with our tropical outlook for the next few days. We've got another disturbance sitting out in the Atlantic right now that's going to push its way southward. Right now it's not in super favorable conditions, but these waters to the south are nice and warm. So what we're wanting this to do as we push southward is move into that favorable environment. If we're wanting to see any intensification on this, right now, not looking likely. 10% chance of formation in the next 2 days, still 10% in the next 5 days. Got some warmer waters, but some drier air out here. So it's not looking likely that this will do much, which is fortunate. However, we do want to keep our eye on it for the next couple of days as it continues to push over those warmer waters. If that dry air clears out, we could see a little bit of intensification on this guy. So that's all we have for you guys for the next couple of days for our severe hail, wind, and tropical chances. If you guys want to stay tuned to our weather forecasts, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and also hit that notification bell on YouTube so that you always catch us when we go live. And then if you guys want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. You can also email us if you'd rather at info@hailtrace.com, or check out our website, hailtrace.com, for more details. And we are going to keep you guys updated on those hail chances into tomorrow. We do have a team event happening tomorrow afternoon, so we will not go live into tomorrow, but we will still keep you updated on what our risk looks like as it continues to be updated into tomorrow. So just stay tuned for that. Stay tuned to our page to see those risk chances. And for now, I'm meteorologist Andrew Myers. Thanks for watching.